Hello everybody, my name is Blaine Broderson and welcome to my final presentation for EDU 211, Educational Technology. Over the past 5 weeks I've learned how technology continues to shape education in our modern society, helping teachers design more engaging lessons, reach diverse learners, and prepare students with essential questions in the 21st century. As a future art educator, I've realized technology isn't just about using new tools, it's about rethinking how students teach, collaborate, and express their creativity. Today I'll be walking through what I've learned each week. So we'll start off with week one. Week one, Foundation of Education. In week one, I developed a strong foundation in the educational technologies by exploring open education resources, or OERs, Google tools in 21st century skills and frameworks. So open educated resources, these are things that you can pull from. They're freely accessible materials like lesson plans, images, videos, and articles that educators can adapt and share. You can access high quality learning content through these OERs, and it's free, it's digital, and you kind of pretty much use it anywhere. Designing, it can help you with designing templates, and you can even, like for me, like looking in the art classroom, maybe I'm like trying to find some famous artworks, whatever, you can kind of see what other teachers or other people are using for the same thing. We also created professional Google accounts and began using Google Drive and Google Docs. Yeah, it was pretty good. I also learned about technologies like the ISTE framework, which emphasize using technology to inspire creativity and collaboration, problem solving, skills and alignment with education and art. So that's pretty cool. Week two in education and building communities. We got a deeper understanding of how technology supports communities and engagement. One key reading, Technology and Education Overview, highlighted how digital tools have transformed classrooms into interactive and collaborative spaces. I connected with this. I think that community of inquiry framework from Purdue, which described how teaching presence and social presence and cognitive presence can work together in like an online as a blend kind of learning environments in art classes. Kind of cool how you think about that, but this could be looking at like, working with like Google Classroom or Padlet or all kinds of these different resources that you can find online to help provide feedback and create this like kind of a sense of community. And really that's what I feel like the online is kind of pushing more towards, is you have so much access to all this information that you can just kind of go through and make that community. I also enjoyed the website made by Jennifer Gonzalez, and she had a great podcast called Why You Bring Podcasts into the Classroom. This made me realize that audio storytelling, kind of like what I'm doing right now, can be a creative medium for art students. They can record short artist interviews, explain the inspirations behind their work, and help them build communication and reflective skills. Overall, week two showed me that technology is not just a delivery system for lessons, it's a tool. You can use it to build meaningful learning communities and help foster a creative connection. Week three, technologies for diverse learners and AI integration. Those were like the two big things that I took out of this week. One of the videos that I kind of like watched and learned from was using technology to support diverse learners. And then the article, Evolution of Technology in the Classroom. I learned how tools like Google Translate, SnapRead, and VoiceType, which were some good ones. I also learned about, what was it called? shoot. I was learning about Google Draw and all kinds of different things that I can pull into my art classroom and use in the future. This can help students who face language or reading challenges in the art classroom. These tools can also ensure that people are a little behind in English language or have different reading disabilities can still fully participate, whether they're reading from project instructions, or written reflections. I also explored AI tools like ChatGPT. I learned that Gemini is a great thing if you're trying to make outlines and references and stuff like that. How to kind of use it in a teacher-friendly and academic way. I kind of looked into this is kind of like where the ethical boundaries started to shape up. So, ensuring AI is used in a supportive, not a replacement for human creativity. So, we still have to have a lot of critical thinking as we're using AI. So we're not using it in a unproductive or an unhelpful way. Again, Jennifer Gonzalez reading on self-paced learning. This is where we kind of learned you can make lots of videos that can chunk up lessons and help your students who are at different points in the lesson or have different skill sets develop themselves and grow. It helps for them to be able to go back in and just kind of see what they need to be working on. Week 4, we did a lot of the Google certifications. I honestly should have looked into this a little bit earlier. Tonight, I took the Google, what was it called? The Google test where for this final, and I am getting a 75%, so 5% off of passing. But we'll take it again sometime soon after this class is over. And hopefully that'll shape me up for the future, and I'll have that just to put on my credentials. So that'll be awesome. What else can I talk about? So when we're looking at step-by-step art tutorials in this week, just so that it was called Mont, yes. It was showing me how you can make step-by-step tutorials, just kind of keep your students on task and ready to learn. Hopefully, in the future I'll be a Google certified educator, like I was saying, and that'll help me. But then in week 5, kind of leading up through this week, we were diving into ethics again, digital citizenship and responsibility, kind of teaching your students what to do, how to do it, and what to think about it. And even like me as a college student, kind of learning what are my lines, what should I be looking out for myself even. I learned how important it is to model being a digital citizen for my students. As an educator, we have to teach students how to communicate respectfully, because that is a problem. Sometimes there's online bullying and all kinds of stuff like that. And if you as a teacher can show them, hey, this isn't the way to act. This is how I am online. We have to set our own boundaries, and however we would act in person is how we should kind of act online, however we're wanting to display ourselves. Emphasizing understanding on copyright is an essential part of kind of what this week was, kind of teaching students, hey, plagiarism is a big issue, and making sure that they aren't actively creating problems with copyright. Finally, we talked about the 5 ethical issues in technology to watch in 2024. And honestly, really, this article just reminded me that technology is constantly evolving, and as teachers, we have to continuously learn about topics like data privacy, AI ethics, and digital equality. We're going to be leading the new future of humanity right on through the elementary and high school life, and they're going to get thrown into the real world with a lot of technology thrown at them, and it can be a little bit scary and intimidating that like how rapidly everything is changing. Even like for me, looking at like if I'm on Instagram Reels or whatever, we're seeing these AI videos come out, and like they're so realistic. Sometimes you can't even really tell if it's AI or not anymore. So teaching students to navigate that, kind of understand more of what's happening. So as teachers, it's our job to keep an open eye and watch out for our students. In my art classroom, I plan to create a digital art pledge, hopefully, for like my students, and have them committed to responsibility or responsible technology usage, and respecting others while they're online. If I can do that, I think that it'll help make a more inclusive and active space for those students. 3D EDU 211, I've developed a deeper understanding of how technology can enhance education, and use it like for creative intentions. From learning the different Google tools and exploring open education resources, like embracing AI responsibilities and prompting digital citizenship, I'm hoping to see a technology bridge, hopefully connecting students to new ideas, cultures, and creative opportunities. As a future art teacher, I'm excited to blend traditional hands-on art with digital tools that inspire innovation, inclusivity, and imagination. There's so many places that this could be explored and kind of had fun with. So that'll be super exciting in the future. I hope this podcast wasn't too boring or me yapping too much about the weeks that I went through. But it's been a great time, and I'm glad that I've gotten to learn as much as I have. Thanks.